Yeah. Hi guys. Good morning to everyone. Yeah. So I think yesterday we talked about or we got into this transformation, right? Like how to perform converting one form to another form by using one of the transformations supported by IICS data integration, right? So now let's continue that by introducing some more transformations. Yeah. Yeah. So let me try to share my desktop. Yes. So let us say we talked about filter transformation, which is going to help us in order to limit the number of rows. We all know that, right? Now, can we see what are the problems that we could foresee if we try to make use of the filter transformation? Yeah? Or we can also think that from the overhead perspective, do we have any issues if we go to filter transformations? Yeah, answer yes. So remember, guys, if we try to deal with n number of targets, for example, for today's business, we expect what data from one of the state, or we expect the data from one of the region, let's say Western region. So, or let us say we expect data for all the region, Asia Pacific or Western or whatever. Yeah. So in such cases, we need to start building proportional number of conditions through which we could able to capture region-specific data in the relevant targets. Yes, that's right. So, which means if we have n number of conditions, then we can think of getting into building what corresponding number of what I call targets. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So n conditions, m targets. Just remember. Yeah. So now the question, for every condition, we have to have separate filter. For example, filter 1 to deal with condition 1, filter 2 to deal with condition 2, and so on. So depending upon the level of granularity that is required for any business, we can have corresponding number of conditions and start availing corresponding targets. Yeah. So that's it. Now, with this, let's think from the technical perspective. For every filter, there is going to be separate thread that will be spawned. So, in if we take operating system, where we all know that one is a multi-processing architecture and second multi-threading architecture. So, meaning if you want to go with one of these architectures, spawn is going to be the common thing in both the aspects. It means if you want to process any operation, like in this case, filtering, right? We have to have either separate process or separate thread. If you go with Informatica, it follows what? Multi-threading architecture. Yes, sir. So I repeat, this particular Informatica follows multi-threading architecture within which you will have a single process with n number of threads in it. Now the question, in the context of this particular transformation, where does this thread concept comes in? Remember guys, for every filter, we have to have a separate thread. For example, let's say there are two filters, then you will have two separate threads. Yeah, thread 1 and thread 2 should be spawned. So, which means with this, what do we infer from here? We can infer there is going to be what? Spawn overhead. Meaning what? Creation overhead. Which means creation of a separate thread is going to be the overhead for each of the filter transformation. Clear, right? So, which means, for example, if thread 1 spawn would take 1 minute and thread 2 spawn take 1 minute, so there is going to be added or additional overhead which will put together 2 minutes. Now, can you think of having any other overheads over here? Answer is yes. If yes, what is that? So this is going to be data transfer overhead. Remember, guys, let us say we got a source, then we got thread 1, and from the same source, we have two filters here, right? So we need to start getting into what? Thread 2. Yeah. So which means from source, data transfer should take place for thread 1 and also thread 2. Yeah. So there are what we call two times same data should be transferred. For example, if there are 1 million records, all 1 million records should be transferred to thread 1 and also to thread 2. Yeah. Let us say if 1 million records data transfer takes, let's say, 10 minutes, then for two links, first link 1 million, second link 1 million. So it takes what? More or less 10 plus 10, 20 minutes to put together, right? Yes or no? So which means there is going to be data transfer overhead. These are the two overheads that we have if we go with what? Filter transformation. Now tell me from where these overheads have been derived if you get deeper insights to this particular conditional blocks. For example, if you take any programming language where you will have multiple decision making blocks. For example, we can go with what? Simple if condition, like a if condition 1, another if condition 2, and so on. Depending upon number of conditions that are required, we have to have corresponding number of if blocks to take care of it. In such cases, irrespective of whether the condition 1 gets satisfied or not, condition 2 will get evaluated. Now the question, how are we going to cut down this evaluating other if blocks? That is going to be the question mark, right? Similarly, if you go to if else, right? So if and also else both has to be evaluated. Now we also have got else if ladder, meaning what? We can have first if, then second else if, then third else if, and so on. In this case also, though the condition got satisfied for the if first if condition, still the control will go to the second else if, where the evaluation would take place. Similarly, same process would be repeated for subsequent else if block statements, right? So that's it. In this way, there is no way of avoiding execution of the statements. Yes or no? Which is else if block statements. Now the question, can we cut down within any programming language? C, C++, Lua, Smalltalk, Java, Eiffel, whatever, right? We got multiple programming languages. Answer is what? Yes. How do I do it? By using what? Switch. Yeah. If you go with what? decision making statements. Switch is going to be the performance effective decision making statement. In this, you will have what I call switch with appropriate label, where if we are going to make use of corresponding what I call case statements. Case 0 will be used to take care of what I call to perform its own specific what I call logical statements, right? So, which means here we build the corresponding logic for case 0. Similarly, we go with what? Case 1. Again, same process will be repeated, but the logic would differ from case 0. And then break. So likewise, we can have n number of case blocks, and then at the end of it, we could see what default case block. Here also we can break it. It means it's anything which is not taken care by pre-built case statements, right? That will be taken care by using a default case block. And that's it. So in this, how do you avoid these overheads? Because once this condition is satisfied, it comes out from this sys block. Remember that. There is no way of executing subsequent case statements. So this way we can cut down the overhead of executing other if statements like what we can see here. So we can compare else if ladder is equivalent with what filter transformation supported by data integration. So and switch is equal to what router transformation that we have within this IICS data integration. Remember that, which means by using router transformation, one, we can avoid span overhead, and second, we can also avoid data transfer overhead. Remember that, right? So that's another question. How do we do that within this data integration practically? It's very simple, guys. So we talked about what you call n number of case blocks, right? For every case block, we have to have separate condition. In router context, we build what? Subgroup. Yeah. For each subgroup, we will build what? Corresponding condition. That's it. For example, supplier, supplier condition, vendor, vendor condition, position master condition, then product, product condition, and so on. Depending upon the type of what you call business expectation, we can have corresponding condition. And for each of the condition, anyway, we are going to capture the results in a separate target, right? Target one is responsible to capture the end result of condition one, and so on. That's it. Yeah. So now let us try getting into the tool and see how well we could able to perform doing that. Yeah, yes. Now let's get into data integration. Wow, it's taking time. It's fine. So let it come up. Meantime, I'll cover some other aspects. So that's about the router transformation, right? Which is equal to switch statement in any programming language. Yeah. So, which means using single thread, we could take care of n number of conditional blocks. That's it. Yeah. So with that, we can avoid one data transfer overhead, and second, we can also avoid of having multiple threads in it. So both of them can be overwhelmed by using what? The router transformation, right? Now let us try to understand what I call other transformation, which is going to be combinable transformations. Yeah. So remember, guys. So usually, if you take any warehousing project, right, we expect the data from more than one source system. So one source system means source means it is a place where data gets originated. We all know that, right? So, for example, if you take any country where you will have n number of states, like state one, state two, yes or no? Now the question: at the end of every business day, let's say we need to pull or we need to obtain the data from multiple states. Yes or no? How do you do that? So we have to have a way to talk to these two states and then perform what I call data combination. You got right? That's the first thing. Now the question, what are the ways through which we can combine the data from these two source systems? That's where we've got two types of combinations. One is going to be horizontal combination, and second is going to be what? Vertical combination, which means what? We can perform in a row wise and also column wise. That's what it means in simple terms. How? Let us talk about it. For example, let's say state 1 contains, let's say, 1, 2, two rows, and state 2 contains 3 and 4, 4 rows. Now, we need to get the data from these two states and apply any combination. For instance, in set theory, we all know that we got union, intersect, subtract, whatever, right? We've got multiple set operations. And one of the set operation, let's say union. So union, which in turn contains union all or simply union with a distinct. So now, if you say union, what we do? A union B, which means A is a state 1, B is state 2, which means it is going to combine the data from state 1 with state 2. In this case, what it does, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. This is what I call horizontal combination. Got right? Yes or no? So this way, we could able to perform combination of data from multiple source systems. Yeah. Another question. There could be some cases where customer or a person associated to multiple states. Yes or no? For example, let's have been associated to Telangana and AP. In that case, what happens? There is going to be data in Telangana and AP for this particular person. In that case, let us say there's a one entry here. Now, if you try to apply union here, then there is going to be one more entry here, one, then followed by what you call, sorry, one more entry over here, So because it's repeated, right? It should be opposite. Yeah. So it should be like this. Yeah. So two states, right? So now if you try to combine, right, you will have data from both the states, which is inclusive of duplicates. Remember that. Yeah? But how to remove the duplicates or eliminate duplicates, that's a different matter. That we need to sort out. So we'll see that how to do that. But here we are trying to focus on what? Simple or blind combination of data from multiple source systems, right? So that's it. So this is what we call horizontal combination. So to perform this horizontal combination, Informatica or IICS supports what? Multiple combinable transformations. One is a union, and second, lookup, and third, joiner. So within this horizontal combination itself, we can categorize into two subtypes. One, non-conditional based combination, which means without any condition, blindly we are going to combine the data from multiple source systems. So in this case, what did we apply any condition here? Answer is no. Yes or no. So whether we have got similar records or dissimilar records, we don't care. What we care here is simply take output of one source system that will be combined with what, or that will be merged with other source system. Yeah. And take output of that as input to what? Downstream transformations or downstream applications, right? So that's it. Now the question, other category is going to be what? Conditional based, what we call combination. In this, we'll have what? Two sub transformations. One, join, which means we can combine the data based on what? A condition. The condition could be based on what? Different types of joins supported by this particular IICS data integration. Yeah. So let us see whether it has come up or not. Yes, it is ready. Yeah, that theoretical part, I'll talk about it later. Conditional combination, right? Yeah, fine. Now let's focus on the router transformation. Yeah. So because we talked about, I think, filter, right? Yeah. With that, we know how to add one or more filter conditions. Yes or no? Yeah. This one, right? So now let us try to focus on the router transformation. So let us build a mapping. I hope all of you could able to hear me, right? Yes or no? Rahman, Balaji,
Yeah,
Ali.
yes,
Yeah,
Narsima. It's clear.
yeah,
Okay,
yes, can hear you.
fine. Yeah, fine. So now let us take the source configuration. So Paula, I'll show this how we can get it automated by using artificial intelligence later on. For now, let us stick to manual operations. So even this also we don't need to do it. Yeah, yeah. Let us configure this. So let's say we are using some connection, right? Source file connection. And supply file name as input here. Yes. Now let us take router transformation. Yes. Can you see here? Just by looking at this iconic representation itself, we can say that one to many. One input link, many output links, which means we pull the data from the source and get it transferred to multiple targets based on one number of subgroups. So now, so can you see here? There's a plus button. If you click on it, we could able to see multiple subgroups. By default, you will have default group. Like we talked about what switch statement, right? Case 1, case 2, case 3, whatever, right? Yes. So by default, we'll have this default group. Yeah. So now, can we try to transfer all the records without building any custom condition? Answer is no. Let us certify it just by adding what we call target and see whether we could able to transfer all the rows without building our own condition or not. Yeah, let's configure this. So let's say we have so right? Yeah. Now let us apply mapping name, mapping underscore router with default block. Fine. Save it. See, mapping itself is invalid, which means static time itself we fail to get it validated because it is mandatory that we need to add custom condition. Yeah, we can see the reason. See, router got failed. Within that, see, at least one custom output group should be specified, right? So now let us try to add it. So incoming fields from the source, three columns. Output groups. So click on plus button and then so let's say here we can specify group one, right? And click on configure. Add a condition where we can specify this condition based on what any relational operator like what we did in filter transformation. Remember, guys, we try to apply any relational operator, right? The best practice, if you think right, it's better to use that relational operators against with numeral, which is any numeric type. Yeah, but string also we could use it. It's not advisable. Yeah. So now you can ask question. Then how do you take care string operations? We got string-based functions where we don't get to see any abnormal failures. Remember that, right? So now we can see here, right? Because we never know how this voice would behave. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So, but it just shows what we call abnormal failure. It's very difficult to identify such kind of problems. Yeah? Thus, if you try to use the right function, a right operator in the right place, then you'll not get to see those errors. Fine. So now we added it. Click on save. Yes. After that, we can run it. Yes. So in my environment, I have two agents. So let's use what? One agent. So that's it. Now, meantime, you guys can start asking questions, guys.
Hey, Narshima,
Yeah.
don't we need to target like one for the condition you gave, it will go to the target, and other
Yes.
default will go another target?
Yes, you are right. Yeah, you are right. That's what we need to do it logically, because so now we are trying to capture the records in default only. Yeah. So and now the next question: what would happen to the leftover records? Actually, leftover records only will be captured in default, and our specific condition data we have not captured. Yeah, that's what we are going to see in the target. After that, we'll add another target. Yeah. Yes, it is successful. There are four rows, right? So let us see source, how many rows do we have, and target, how many have been captured. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a source where we have got six rows in it. Yeah. But our condition is what? Greater than one. Yes or no? Or whatever. So we got only four records. First record, second record,
That's it.
only two, right?
Yeah, only two will go.
In a
Rest
system group. Rest
five
of them
will go to.
will be sent to what? Default, right? Which
Yeah,
is less
five
than
will
or
go to
equal to.
default.
Yes. So now let us see the result in the target. This is a router target, right? See here, less than,
Why it is four? Did you write? Should be
so greater
five.
than, that's correct, right? Greater than one, we are
Yeah,
capturing
default
in
values will come to
first time.
this, right?
Exactly. Yeah. See, this is what greater than one, right? Only two. Total six risks. So six minus two, four, right? So we can see four here. Yeah. Which means in default group, right? All the leftover records will be captured here. Clear, Sagarika?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. I mean, what happened internally? There are leftover records. That's if you do not add a target, so what will happen? You will not get that, right?
No, we don't get it. Yeah. Now let us try to get it. Because of conditional based, right?
Mhm.
So if you want, we can capture it. Yeah. Remember, it's not mandatory that we should add targets always. Because as we all know that there's a concept of abstract or interface implementation. Interface means we just build what you call template or just a common media. Later on, it would get implemented. So it's just like let's say empty group. Later on, that empty will be filled in based on the need. In such cases only, we can just start adding the relevant target dynamically. Now we are trying to understand statically, but we can also take care dynamically. We'll see how it will be done. Yeah. So now let us add a target.
That means in the group one you gave the condition greater than one. That means I need those records or I do not need those records. That's why I want to know
If
because
needed,
you.
we'll yeah. If needed, we'll add a target. If not needed,
Mm,
we don't add target. Yeah.
okay.
But later on, whenever it's needed, right, we'll just add and capture it. Yeah.
Mm,
See, if not needed, if we try to add a target, right, so we are trying to add a overhead to the system because unnecessary data transfer would take place from router to a relevant target, right? Yes or no? Because we need to look at the SLA, right, which is service level agreement, which is confined to any business need. Yes or no? So based on that, we need to add corresponding number of targets. Yeah. So now let us try to specify the target file name. Yeah. So routers custom. Hmm, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So we added it. Yeah. If you try to compress, right, can you identify like which group data would be sent to which target guys here? We cannot, right? Because it is it looks like what one to many. Yeah. So which means what is that many that we could get to see only after expansion. Remember that. Or after running it also we can see from the log also. From that also we can identify, or we've got separate monitoring window or flow chart. I'll show that like how the flow chart would look like. From that we could able to see how this spread has been taking place from router to multiple targets. Yeah. So now let us save it. Yeah. So remember, guys, so we're all seniors, right? So what we need to do, we should try to build what we call performance effective solution rather than somehow getting the job done. Remember that. Yeah? These transformations would look simpler, but there are lots of ways that we could think in order to make them more effective over building a normal functionality, right? So now let us try to run this. Yeah, we could think, let it get executed. If you don't have any questions, I'll talk about it here. Remember, guys, see, when you try to make use of router, right, there is going to be one-to-many cardinality. Now, the question, what kind of resources that we can feed in as input to this particular router? Are we going to feed in processing power or memory? If memory, what kind of memory that we could think as input to this particular router? Like for example, are we going to use a stack or a heap or block started by symbol? Now, if we take one of the memory as part of the layout, right, memory layout, like heap settings, right? So because IICS works based on what? Java. Java in turn would refer what? Java options. And Java options would contain what? Heap settings. What are those heap settings? We got a maximum heap, minimum heap, uh, and then we've got permissible size, maximum permissible size. So all those aspects we need to think in order to make sure that router works faster than expected. Yeah, there's a lot of depth in it, guys. If you try to what make this every transformation to work much faster than what it was with the default options, right? We could think in many ways. I'm just trying to give one of the tip just to make you guys to think on this particular terms. Yeah. And let us try to refresh it. Somehow getting this particular mapping configured, getting the target, anyone can do it. Even entry level guy also can do it. Yes or no? So now let us try to look at the result. Yeah. Can you see, guys? See, we got two rows greater than one, right? 4 and 7, which are greater than one. This is a very elementary thing, which is very straightforward, right? So that's it, guys. So likewise, we can add what? N number of subgroups to take care of multiple conditions. Huh? For instance, let's say add one more group, yeah, group 2, where let us say, so we need to take care of multiple conditions where C1, let's say, greater than 1 and let's say C1, which is less than 7. It's in between we are trying to capture, like a compound conditional statement we are trying to form over here. Yes or no? Yeah. So this way we could do it. Can you see here and operation? Yeah. In case if you want other logical operators like a or not, right? In such cases, we could use what? Advanced condition where we can type in to get the job done. Let us try to see the result of this compound condition. After that, we'll think on rest. Yes. Yeah,
So
that is
are we
run.
not going
Yes,
to add on target component, another target component?
yes, that's a good question. Yeah. So we did not add separate target, right? Yeah, we can add it. That's
Okay.
fine. So even if we don't add, we can see the effect of it in a default target because some we are capturing in target one, some we are capturing, let's say, group two. Things have been what you call filtered out. The rest of them only should be transferred to default. In default, in the earlier example, what we have seen four rows, right? In this,
Yes.
can we see four rows or less or more? Let us say that.
Yeah.
From that itself, we can infer, right? So
Now,
let's see.
based on this condition, it will be 4 and 2.
I don't know what condition we gave. Greater than 1 and 4. Huh?
Yeah, greater than 1. That's
think
why 4
group
and 2,
group
it will
two
not
will be
do
group
anything.
two
Less
will
than
be
7.
one.
Default still it will be same. Huh?
Yeah, default will be same.
Group two
Yes.
will be one.
Yes, group 2
Yes.
should be on.
Yeah. You'll see the effect in other custom group. Yes. Yeah. Let us refresh it. Yes, it is done. Now custom group. We still have got two, right? Yes or no? 4 and 7. What is the
Yes,
default one we gave? This one, right? So we got 4. Then what is the point in having that target, guys? Hmm? This we
not
added
able to.
condition and condition, right? Let's go there. Not here.
Okay.
Yeah, we are right. So greater than 1, less than 7. So we should get 4, right here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? 4 should come
Yep.
here, right? Why did it didn't come? Let's add
No,
it.
for
No,
that should
it's
be on
and
2.
the condition is and, right? Like
It's on should be 2, then it will be on. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now you can see.
Yeah.
Some background noise is there.
Oh, is it reduced now? Yeah, Paula, I request everyone to go on a mute. Or is issue from my side? Fine. So let's see. Yes, it is done, right? We got 7 rows now. From where extra row is coming, guys, here?
That should be
Yeah.
4 on group 2.
So here, can you
Group
see
2 will be
4,
one
right?
record, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
see,
record.
greater than 1 and less than 7, which is
Yeah,
4,
that's
right?
one
Yes
record.
or no?
Yeah.
Correct.
We are capturing 4 here, right? And in second target also, or other custom group, in default there is no change, which is less than, right?
Hmm.
And custom, yeah. So here we are capturing what? Greater than
Greater,
1,
greater than all.
4 and
So 4 and 7.
7, correct, right? So that's it, yeah. But these conditions are not right because not right in the sense, but anyway, if the business expect this, we can do that. But logically, if you want, the all the records should be captured, but conditional specific data should be captured, but there should not be any duplicate condition. Yeah. So if you take this second and third are two custom groups, there is one record which is common. That should not happen. How to take care of that, guys?
Mm,
So we just have to transfer unique records. There should not be any duplicates at all. Swiss count should be 6 only in the target. But how we where
mm,
we transfer, don't care. Yeah. So in this case, we need to change this condition, right? So 4 and 7 we are capturing here. Here we need to add which is greater than is okay. So C1 less than what? 7, 4. In this case, what happens? You will get what? What are the records we got in group 1, guys?
Only one
Two.
record.
Which record is that? 4, right? Two records. 4 and 7. Yes or no?
yeah.
So we can just put
It will
greater than
be
4.
greater than
Greater than
4.
4. Exactly. So greater than 4 you can put here. And less than, let's say, 7. Yeah. So you'll get only one. Yes or no? So here you'll get what? 4, 7, right? In between 4 and 7, do you have any data?
So it will not
No.
be any data on there.
Equal. Greater than equal you can put.
Greater than equal. Yeah.
Yes, you are right. So you'll get 4 here. Another one,
Now it is fine. It will satisfy this condition.
you'll get 4 here. No, no, no. I think
Yes. You'll get 4 in here.
second group, we are capturing 4. So which is not right, right? So here we need to change it. Yeah. 4 we got it anyway. So here we should get 7. So greater than is fine, but less than equal to. Right? Now with this you'll get what? 7. Yes or no? You'll get 7 here, 4 in
Yes.
other target. Then rest will be sent to default. Correct, no? Yes. This way we need to make sure that we are not performing unnecessary data transfer. Yeah. But if the customer expects, we have to do it anyway. But if you want to take care of uniqueness, then we need to go in this approach. Yes, see, count is 6. So we don't have any what we call duplicate transfer. So if you go with first custom, see, we got 7, right? So now 4 has been taken out. And then 4 anyway, we are capturing in what? Some other target, which is group 2. So that's also done. And leftover records will be transferred to default. That's it, guys. Anyway, likewise, we can add any number of subgroups. There is no limit, guys. Yeah. So we can add any number of
Narasimha, can we
subgroups.
remove and C1 greater than or equal to 7 and run it? I think it will still give the same result.
C1 greater than,
In group 1, can
okay.
we remove the second condition?
So this one,
No,
right?
no, second. Yes, the second one.
Yeah, you'll get a 7 here.
Yeah, still we will get the same.
You are right. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, but in case if you have some extra records, right, 8 or whatever, right, you'll get that. That is fine. Yeah. Yeah, still you'll get the same thing. You're right. So, so that's it about router transformation, guys. Now, so we can get into combination. Yeah, I think I was trying to talk about combinability, right? Yeah, which is horizontal combination. Yeah. So to do that, we can think of using union transformation. Yeah. Yeah. Now, can you guess? Can we combine any kind of data uh, as part of union transformation? Answer is no, guys. Remember, we need to make sure that the structure is same. Yeah. What is the prerequisite to perform this particular combination? Structure should be same. For example, in state one, let's say integer, yeah, with any column. Yeah. And state two, which is what? Again integer with column one, whatever. Yeah. Data differs. One is in state one, two is in state two. If we apply union, then you'll get 1, 2. Yeah. But make sure that the structure is same. That we need to make sure. Yeah. Similarly, for n number of columns, I've just talked about one column here. Same thing would be repeated for other columns also. If you have 3 columns in one state and other state, we need to have 3 columns with the corresponding similar types. Even types also should get matched.
Get it
Structure
right.
is meaning column name and type. Both should get matched. Other properties like scale, precision, null or not null, short description, long description, those things might differ. But yeah, for example, let's say if you have a precision 1 for one state and 10 for second state, data truncation would take place, but union would happen. Yeah, remember. But it's always advisable to use what? Complete meta, which is complete structure. If it is same across all the states, then there is no way of getting into what errors with respect to the data. Remember, yeah. So that we need to make sure. Now the next question: can we combine n number of sources? So where n could be or n equal to what? 4 or equal to 40 or 100 or whatever? Yes or no, guys? Answer is what? Yes. As long
Yes.
as you have, as long as you have what is the resources in the backend, right, on the data center, right, you could able to handle it. That's it, guys. There's no limit on that. Yeah. Now let us say, guys, what we are trying to do here, we are trying to perform it's a manual way. It's a labor sort of work we are doing here, right? Yes or no? Can we cut down of doing this kind of thing in a different way? Because 100 sources means we will add 100 source transformations and start configuring 100 times this connection properties, right? Yes, sir. Now tell me, do we have any other way to get the similar job done? Yeah, answer is what? Yes. Simple answer. There are many ways. Let me talk about one. I think we talked about when we talked about connection properties. What is that? File list. Yes or no, guys? Or list files or indirect concept. Yes or no? Using which we can take care of what we call like whatever is done in union transformation, right? We could as well take care by using list files better than that. Because example, list file is going to be a top level file. Under that, we can have, let's say, state1.txt, state2.txt, state3.txt, and so on. Yes or no? So likewise, let's say for today's business, we need to focus on three states. And for tomorrow's business, let's say we need to focus on six states. So which means we'll just go and add what I call only the file name. Rest will be taken care by Informatica. You don't need to do it. Now tell me which is better. This is a dynamic, right? This is much better than using what? Union transformation. Now you can ask question. Then what is the point in having what? Union transformation. Remember, guys, if we have fixed number of sources, then union is going to overlay list files. If we have dynamic, what you call sources, then list files is going to overlay what union transformation. So that is why so functionality is not doesn't matter at all. What is expected based on that? So we need to take a call. What would be the right choice? List files or union? I've just given one example. Likewise, you can think of some more examples also. You guys can think and come up with what probable answers. Or else I'll talk about some more. Yeah. Fine. Any questions from anybody? This we need to think, guys. So don't focus too much on the tool perspective. Tool is very simple. Anybody can do it. There's a manual, right? But understanding deeper insights to each of the transformation, when to choose what, and business cases, and comparison with other available transformations or through some other means, right? So that is going to be the main aspect. Yeah. Any questions from anybody?
Yeah, can you send the recording, Narasimha?
Yes, Ali?
I need the recording because I want to go through one more time this.
Oh God. So I didn't get shared for you.
Yeah,
Mamata also asked this question.
yeah.
So I'll make sure today attending class you'll get it, guys. Yeah, fine.
I got the recordings, Narsima.
Oh, then I think you also would have got it, right, Ali?
No, Mamta is paying extra, I
Mamata,
believe.
can you please share that link?
She's the only one got it.
Put it in chat box, Mamata, that link.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Mamta.
So anyway, Mamata is helping us. Thanks, Mamata.
Thanks, Mamta.
So yeah, if you have any questions, you can just ask now, or else you can stop. Guys, is it okay to have long hours on weekends? You're okay. Or else we'll just take off. Yeah. Looks
Friday
like
we
this
can
one.
decide it.
Fine. That is tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
decide over Saturday.
Sure, Ali.
Sunday.
Do we have class tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow is Friday,
Yeah.
right? We can have it. For you, Thursday evening, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Thursday morning. Or Friday morning, I guess. Oh, no.
No,
Thursday
for
evening.
us, Thursday evening.
Yes,
for
yes.
us, I'll build the link.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 second. Let's wait for this link. Um,
Yeah,
Mamata, if you have
please.
it, it's okay. Or else I'll get it, Mamata.
Okay.
Looks like they send it to another email.
Okay, fine then. Or else you just send an email to Mamata. So I'll just send it to others. Fine. Yeah, you can take your own
I
time.
found it. Yeah. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody? Sigarika, Ali, Raymond, Balaji, Shekhar.
So, Narasimha, for this union, you said 3-4 files put on a top file, and then we have to in the connection we have to select the file list, right? And any other option we have to go.
Yeah.
Any other option?
No, we don't need to use union in this case. We just have to use source, list file list option, then start adding a number of files in the list file. That's all we need to do. Guys, Mamata, she sent a link. You can just take that link. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think.
Chat box, right? We can say that. Yeah.
Then I have used the transformation or not? Any transformation?
No, nothing is required. But yeah, I'll talk about it, how it will be done.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, files means just an option, no transformation. Right?
Okay.
So, okay, guys.
Okay,
Thanks to all.
Mamta, and we got 3 classes, right?
Yes,
I
Ali.
think so. Whatever. So, I
11.
don't know, I didn't come back. I think third, I think.
Including today, fourth class. This is fourth class today.
Exactly. Today's thing, I think you'll get it maybe after a while. Fine.
Right.
Okay, then. Thanks to all, guys. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.